Hello. Okay, so today I'm starting a new project. It's a bench power supply. This came because I kind of like poorly designed this one here, and after that I just bought a buck converter, a step down step up buck converter, which will be this one. This is rated at up to 10 amps and continuously 8 amps, so I'm going to include that into my power supply. And what I'm gonna do more, it's include a linear power supply and alternative current or volts, how you want to say it, plug. Now today I'm gonna start by designing the enclosure, because, well, this enclosure, I have more power supplies here. For example, this one, which is a simple LM317 based power supply, and this has the meter on the top part, so I can see this very easily. Now the other one, which is more powerful, it has it at the side, because I've seen all the people that kind of use this type of enclosure for their projects. But this is actually a bad enclosure, because the meter here, it's under my angle of view, and I need always to bend down to see the values. So if you don't have it like on a shell on the top side, on the same line of view as your eyes, well, this is a bad design, and this is a bad design for me because I always have this on the table. More bad design than this is because I kind of like mistake when I put the power transistor on a simple heatsink, and that simply didn't do the job. And when I put this PC heatsink, I simply just didn't have enough space into the enclosure, so I put it on the outside. So today I'm going to design a enclosure like this. I have it designed. I'm just going to take some measurements, so that way I can fit inside the transformer, torque transformer I have inside, and the heatsink for the transistor, because I want to put inside of this enclosure, I want to put a buck converter like this, a power supply, and a linear one, and a few more features here, like 1224 volts alternative, 1224 continuous, 30 cells volts alternative, and a few alternative current plugs that I have on the transformer rewired. So today I'm going to start with the enclosure. After that I'm going to go from there. Now the enclosure, how I design it, it will not be square like this. It will be like as a tower, like more tall than wide. And the front panel, it will be like from two pieces. First it will be like straight down, and the part of the meters I will see here, it will be like bended at an angle. That way the angle of view, it will be my angle of view when the power supply is on the table. It will be straight on the gauge that measure my volts and my amps, and I will have the knobs there. That way I will not need to like bend down to see the values. I have like a video, if I want to shoot a video or something, and you will not see it. For example, right now you will not see the values. I need to put it like up like this, and actually I kind of have a video where I put it up, because don't see it into the camera, and I don't see it myself because it's under my angle of view. So the front panel, it will be made from these two panels, and the back enclosure will, I thought it like it will be closed from the side. Just this side will go out, and I'll have all the transformer here. Back here, the fan, the big fan with the heatsink, it will be on top of that, and all other things, it will be around into the enclosure. I didn't think that through yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. Okay, so after some measurements, I end up with this shape, which will be the shape, the side of the power bench, like this, and it has the measurements. It's like 20 by 15 centimeters by 13 of wide. So I'm gonna take this right now and put it on the board and cut two plates for the sides. Okay, so after some time, I kind of like have the enclosure. It will be, these are the sides, this is the down part, it will be all to be mounted. This is the back part of it. I cut all of this from a sheet of plywood, and here I started to cut with a copy saw. I cut all this with a copy saw, and here I start to cut the ventilation hole. This will be like this, and it will be put in the back of the enclosure. This is the front panel, this one here, and this is the back panel, this one here. Okay, this is the front panel in the lower side, this one here, and it will be like this. Put it on, and over that will be this, like this. And on this here I'm gonna put the 2 meters and the knobs for the volts and amperes, and for the volts for in case of the linear one. When I'm gonna glue this on like this, I'm going to put some kind of support between the lower part and this one here. That way I can take this out, and this will stay on and the top out, and I will have full access inside the enclosure. So yeah, I'm gonna finish what I started by cutting this piece here, that was left. I just made a hole inside and with a copy saw I just tracked some marks that I made it before. I make it before. I think from the back side it will look just nice. So I finish cutting the back plate, which will support the fan for the linear and the plug. It's pretty awesome. And I started to draw the front of the front panel of the power supply. Now, according to this was like more like orientative, and I kind of changed some things because these knobs here are very large. I didn't expect to be that large, but it's okay. It fits on the front panel of the power supply. This power supply will be at an angle like this, at an angle. So on the top part I will have the 2 meters. I have this one, and the other one I just ordered it from eBay. So this would be here for the buck, and the other one will be for the linear in the right side. After that it will be the banana plugs under this, and the volts adjust and current limit under that. And the linear supply, because it's just an LM370, I don't have current supply, current limit on it. I'm just going to put the knob that I already have on the other power bench, and 2 banana plugs. And on the lower part, in this game it will be like interesting, I decided to put like differential power supply, like 12, and in the head 24 in the ends, with a common ground or common plus, how you want to say it. And this, with the help of the switch, I just put it here, it will be 12 common, 12 alternative or minus, 12 plus 12 continuous, and minus 12 plus 12 continuous, depending on the switch that I just put it up or down, and pass it through a linear power supply that will be stabilized. The other, under that, I'm gonna put on two more bananas plugs that will be straight 36 volts alternative, that will came straight from the transformer. Practically the entrance that will go into the power supplies, I'm gonna just get it outside. It will be like 36 volts alternative. I put a switch here. Probably I'm gonna put a alternative or continuous. Well, I'm gonna put a switch and just pass it from. I will just put in the rectifier bridge and a condenser, and with a switch put it in alternative or put it in continuous. Now the power supply here, it will not give me 26 volts, it will give me up to 24 volts. I checked that before. So 36 volts, it will be like 10 volts over. I don't know what I will use that, but because I have it, and it will cost me 2 banana plugs and a switch, I'm gonna put it on. Now in this side I'm gonna have another banana connectors, and it will be one more thing. This will be the same wiring and transformer as these two, but 24 volts it will be for separate, and this here, which will be like between it will be a stepper, commutator, a switch that will commutate from 2 volts, 2, 4, 6, 8, something like that, until 12 volts. That will be on a second on separate wiring on the transformer. So these 3 here will be separate in between them. I don't know, and of course each one of them I can change it between continuous or alternative current. Now I don't know this part here in specifically what it will help me, but again, because I can do it, I will do it. And this is all. Right now I'm gonna start and cut the holes for the 2 meters and for the switch on off, which will be this one, and I'm gonna have it here. Now that's all. I got a fuse here and nothing more. Anyway, if I think at something else, I'm gonna put it on or modify later. Probably I'm gonna put this knob here. I'm gonna lower it a little bit, so that way when I will have the front panel painted and laminated, the volts here, it will be like I will have space to read it on. So that's all for now. Okay, so right now I kind of put together the enclosure. I just put some wood glue there. It's only stick to each other there, glued there, and this side here on the inside, this side here on the inside, and the down part on the inside. These side panels, they are not glued, they are designed to come out. So I have the pots there that are put it on the separate plate and put it from behind. That way it will emerge with the enclosure. The knobs, it will just be at the level with the enclosure. And right now the glue is drying. This is the back of the enclosure and this is the front of it. Now I am pretty pleased how it ended up until now. I will still have like banana plugs here for the back converter and the linear power supply, and in this panel here I'm gonna have a bunch of bananas that will be like alternative and continuous current, and I'll have like a selector here that will change between the wires of the transformer, and between the wire that will select that, like from 1 volt to 1 volt, the wiring that I have on the transformer. That will be alternative current, and probably I will have a switch that will switch between alternative and continuously. Yeah, well, I'm gonna let this dry, and tomorrow I'm gonna make a top side that I'm going to glue it as well after the main frame. That will be like round, and the side panel will go out. That way I'm going to have access inside.